My landlord's AI raised my rent to $9,000 a month, so I used the same algorithm to bankrupt him. The elevator shuddered, let out a metallic groan that sounded like a dying wail, and stopped abruptly between the 4th and 5th floors. Again, I stared at the panel, watching the floor indicator flicker and die, plunging me into a darkness that smelled of stale gym socks and neglect. It was Tuesday morning. This was the 3rd time this week. I sighed, pulling out my phone to illuminate the emergency call button, but before I could press it, the car jerked downward, slamming into the 4th floor landing with a bone-rattling thud. The doors slid open with a screech. "Welcome home," I muttered, stepping out into the hallway where half the light bulbs were burnt out, creating a strobe light effect that was less disco and more haunted asylum. I walked to my apartment, Unit 402, stepping over a stain on the carpet that had been there since the Bush administration. My phone buzzed in my pocket. An email notification from Pineview Management Corp. Subject: lease renewal offer. Action required. I unlocked my door and walked into my kitchen, tossing my keys on the counter. My lease was up in 60 days. I was paying $2,000 a month for a one-bedroom that had a leaky ceiling and a heater that sounded like a jet engine. I expected a hike, maybe $2,200. The market was tough. I tapped the email. It opened. I froze. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, and looked again. "Dear tenant, we are pleased to offer you a lease renewal for the upcoming term. Based on our new dynamic pricing algorithm, your adjusted monthly rent will be $9,450. $9,000. I whispered. The word felt heavy in my mouth. I scrolled down. Maybe it was a typo. Maybe it was a yearly total. Monthly installment, $9,450. Security deposit adjustment, $18,900 due at signing. My rent had increased by 472%. I felt the blood drain from my face. $9,000 was more than I made in 2 months. It was more than a mortgage on a mansion. It was insanity. I grabbed my coat. I didn't even sit down. I marched straight out the door, down the stairs. I wasn't risking the elevator again, and into the leasing office on the ground floor. Greg was there. Greg is the property manager. He is a man who has turned incompetence into an art form. He was leaning back in his chair, feet on the desk, scrolling through TikTok with the volume up. "Greg," I said, slamming my phone onto his desk. "Look at this." He didn't jump. He barely looked up. He swiped to the next video, a girl dancing in a kitchen. "Busy, Saul. Unless the building is on fire, send an email." "I got an email," I said, my voice tight. "It says my rent is $9,000. Greg finally looked at the phone. He squinted. He shrugged. "Yeah, the algorithm set the prices this morning. Dynamic pricing. It's based on real-time market data. Supply and demand, buddy. Supply and demand." I shouted. "We live next to a rendering plant. The elevator is broken. The hallway smells like soup. Who is demanding to pay $9 grand for this?" "The computer knows more than you do," Greg said, tapping his temple. "It scans the whole city. If it says $9 grand, it's $9 grand. The algorithm is never wrong. It's a glitch, Greg. Fix it." "I can't," he yawned. "Corporate locked the pricing. I don't have override authority. Besides, it's not my problem. Pay it or vacate. You have until midnight tonight to accept or we list the unit." "Midnight?" I stared at him. "You're giving me 12 hours to come up with $10,000 or be homeless." "That's the system," Greg smiled. It was a lazy, cruel smile. "Don't let the door hit you. Actually, do let it hit you. Maybe it'll fix the latch." He went back to his phone. I stood there, vibrating with a rage so pure it felt like I could heat the building with my own body. He wasn't going to help. He didn't care. He was hiding behind a machine because it was easier than doing his job. "The algorithm is never wrong," I repeated. "Never," Greg confirmed, not looking up. "Okay," I said. "You're right. I'll vacate." What happens next isn't just a price drop. It is a digital freefall caused by a machine trying to solve a problem it created. But the real twist? It's not just about the money. It's about the legally binding contract the system is about to generate automatically without a single human reviewing it. For full version follow on screen instructions.